Hey there, today the moon continues in Capricorn, where we focus on getting organized and making a plan to take those steps forward to move in the direction of what brings meaning to your life and joy into your body and expansiveness into your heart. Then around 12:51 p.m. Pacific time, the moon shifts into Aquarius, where we shake off the old systems and structures and step into a new sense of freedom, accessing problem solving, innovation, new ideas, and new possibilities that lead us into the future. I'm Marina Orms here with your Astro Vibe for Wednesday, October 1st. Thank you for being here. And so we continue with the Capricorn energy, which I shared about yesterday in terms of wanting to think about your action plan and including self-care in your action plan, not just self-care, but what do you need? What is going to help you get to where you want to go, and being open and expansive about that, what that is, because it's not always like traditional tasks or action items. Sometimes it's some emotional work. Sometimes it's looking for a friend or some support or to talk something through. Sometimes it's learning something. So whatever that is, reflecting for yourself on what is important to you. What is that sweet, juicy fruit calling you forward to pluck from the tree of life? And how do you go ahead and step into what feels meaningful to you? So, had lots of great tips on Monday and Tuesday about how to think about this energy. And as we finish up this Capricorn moon work, it's a good time to focus on getting organized, organizing your thoughts, getting clear about where your responsibilities are. Remember, I was talking on, I think it was Monday, about how we have responsibilities to ourselves, not just to others, not just, to life, work, whatever those responsibilities may be, but what about our responsibilities to live according to our truth, to be who we are, to do what we came here to do. So, thinking about your responsibilities and where they are inviting you to grow in new directions, to take those action steps forward on a journey that could be leaving behind something that has given you comfort or feeling of safety in the past. Doesn't mean you can't feel safe going forward. It just means it's going to look different. Your ways of taking care of yourself might look different. So be curious and be open to what that might look like and feel like for you. And then as the moon goes into Aquarius, it joins up with power planet Pluto. And so we have these themes of freedom and shakeup, which is Aquarius, rebelling against the past. So breaking free of the prison bars of the past, whatever that may feel like. It can also be breaking free of old systems and structures. So where have you felt limited? Where have you felt like you have to follow or do things a certain way, or fit in a certain way? And where do you need to expand, break free, and do things your own way, shake things up, get outside of the box? So looking at that as well, and as we think about this journey to stepping forward into what we are here to do, or what's calling us forward, that is very, feeling enticing and making us want to sing, like I was saying in earlier videos, we can be open to those new possibilities. So Aquarius energy brings in sudden it can bring in sudden change, but it can also bring in suddenly new ideas. And so the way that we open to those new ideas that might help us see the way forward is by not being stuck in old ideas. So, perfect time to clear your mind, space out, even stare out the window, go for a walk, do something where you kind of lose yourself, and open to, you know, that sense of what could be the answer that you haven't thought of yet. What is that answer? What is that new possibility, that new idea? What is the next new idea for you, right? Where is it going to come from? So, the way that you make room for the new idea is by letting go of the old ideas and not being attached to them. So, what does that look like? It looks like things that you might be worried about, things you might be dwelling on, things that you might feel stressed about. So again, we have responsibility, right? I've been talking about responsibility with the Capricorn moon, but we also have that responsibility to ourselves to live authentically. And so when we put down some of the stress, some of the worry, some of the old habits and patterns of how we think about things, how we let things take up space in our psyche, we can make that space available for new ideas. And new ideas might be just the thing that helps us see the way forward into the future we want to create. And so those new ideas could be a new idea for yourself, for, what you are working on. It could be a new possibility coming into your life. It could be, something coming in from out of the blue, an offer, an opportunity, a phone call, something that just shifts or changes the feeling of what it is you're trying to create and how that is going to emerge or be supported going forward. So take that time after the moon, especially after the moon goes into Aquarius, to clear your mind and make room for the new ideas, new thoughts. And that power planet Pluto also is reminding us that this is about transformation. So, letting go of your old identities, your old ways of being, your old systems and structures, and again, just stepping into these new possibilities. What do you want to create? What does that look like? And so important, as I was talking about on Sunday, how when we engage with the future and we imagine the future and we dream the future and we think about what is the future we want, and then we figure out the plan and we take steps and we're willing to learn as we go, guess what? That's how we get there. And not just any future, but the future that is calling us forward. So that tempting fruit that I've been talking about is inviting you, is telling you what direction to move in. So what is standing out to you in your life? What is calling you forward? What is kind of being that squeaky wheel to say, "Hey, what about this? Is this a good time to put a little time or energy into this thing that you've been wanting or thinking about, but haven't really known how to go forward with?" So clear your mind, make space for new ideas, and maybe something will occur to you about how to move forward with that. Thanks for being here. I am Marina Orms, and you can book a reading with me at astrologyheals.com. My rates are going to be increasing really soon, so it's a great time to book a session if you have been thinking about working with me and locking in those the existing rates. Thanks for being here and watching these videos and for subscribing if you are enjoying them, telling a friend. I appreciate all of your support, and I will see you next time with more astrology for unshakable self-care. Bye for now.